Well, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here. As those of you are popping in, come on in and say hello. If you've never joined before, my name is Melinda VanKirk. I am a spiritual lifestyle and wellness coach, as well as a yoga teacher, Reiki master. And so this class is all about in general, it's about moving your body to find a place of stillness in your mind. So that's why I always call it move to meditate yoga, because that's really the goal of our yoga practice. It's not, it can be fitness, but traditionally it was not for fitness. It was to still the mind. And so that's really the goal of my teaching and when I'm working with you guys. So I hope if it's your first time joining, come on in and say hello, and I hope you enjoy the practice. And of course, all my regulars that are here, you guys know all this, but I'm happy you're here and back. Practice today is going to be about, I just called it raise your vibration because honestly, that's what my practices are always intended to do. That's what my meditations are intended to do. So I invite you, even though I'm going to be cueing certain things, I want you to find joy and really make this practice feel good. And we'll be doing a lot of dynamic movements today. So if you're not don't exactly know what that means, it means a lot of pulses in and out of poses, or just sort of back and forth between stretches. And so I want you to make it feel good for you. So if I'm doing a different pace than what feels good for you, please, please, please take your version. If I'm doing a pose that doesn't work for you, please modify. I always try to offer up a few modifications, but I really want this to be a class that is going to make you feel good in your body, feel good in your mind. And of course, we will end with a meditation as always. So I do truly, truly hope that you make this practice yours. We are going to get started. I do recommend having a couple blocks today. I am going to be using those. So if you don't have blocks, but you have some sturdy things at home that will help you, especially for kind of like a wide leg pyramid pose, I'm going to be using the blocks in the practice today. So grab something along those lines if you have something similar to that shape, or of course, if you have blocks, go ahead and grab those. And we are just going to get started in an easy Sukhasana. So let's come back to the mat for me, for you guys. Take an easy, simple seat. And I'm going to ask you today to just, you can prop up the hips if you like with a cushion or blanket, but instead of bringing your legs all the way in or stacking one foot in front of the other, we're going to take a simple cross of legs and bring your feet a little farther forward so the shins are a little more parallel to the edge of the mat. And that will just give your ankles a little bit more comfort here. And let's just begin with some centering today. So let the shoulders roll down your back. Let your face begin to soften. And begin to draw your awareness to the sounds around you. Just noticing what you notice. Could be sounds far away, sounds outside. And it doesn't matter what the sounds are. You don't even have to kind of recognize them, but I invite you to just draw your awareness and kind of let them float in and float out. So if there's a siren or a car horn or this barking dog or something distracting to you, just draw it into your awareness, let it be what it is, and let it go. And maybe you notice sounds a little bit closer to you. Maybe you notice the sound of your breath. Maybe you notice the sound of your heart. Begin to draw inward, releasing what no longer serves you, releasing tension. Beginning to deepen your breath. Maybe taking some cleansing breaths if that's calling to you, breathing in through your nose and letting it go out your mouth. And because we had our new moon just yesterday, I invite you to perhaps set an intention for this next moon cycle. I'm sure many of you that follow astrology, you know, we're moving into Gemini. And I'm probably going to say this wrong, but you guys probably know the details better. But the energy has shifted quite a bit over the last week. I've noticed it, and perhaps you've noticed it as well. And the messages of fun and play keep coming up for me with this Gemini energy. So maybe for your intention and what you want to bring in for this moon cycle, it's a little more lighthearted. The words flow keep coming to mind, and just bringing in those ideas of what would bring in fun and play and flow. And perhaps your intention is something specific. Perhaps it's a little more general. But make it something that you can feel. It's bringing in those feelings, but what is connected to those feelings? Is it getting outside in nature? Is it reconnecting with friends? Is it doing an activity you haven't done in a long time? Is it dancing, singing? Whatever's speaking to you. And set that as your intention, making it something that brings that joy and fun and lightheartedness in. And carefree is another word that's been coming up for me. And we'll seal our intentions together with a nice deep cleansing breath. Big breath in through your nose. And exhale, let it go out the mouth. And blink your eyes open as you're ready. And we'll begin our movement. And let's just take a nice easy forward fold. The fingertips come forward and relax. And remember, we're going to do pulses. So it's not really going to be a slow flow, and maybe do a little rock side to side. But it's going to have a little bit of a flowy element with these dynamic movements. And then inhale, let's come up, lift the arms up. And exhale, crescent over to your right. Press the right hand down and lengthen the left fingertips. Press into your left sits bone. Inhale, we come back to center. And exhale, take it to the other side. Lengthen the right fingertips. Exhale, crescent to your left. Inhale, come back to center, lower the hands down. We're going to float the toes, almost like we're coming to a boat, but we're not taking a very strong version. And then change the cross of your legs. Come back to center, easy forward fold, walk the hands forward, and a little rock side to side. And full disclosure here, a lot of this class, I did a Jason Crandall class this week, and it's very much inspired by his class. Obviously, some of these movements, if you ever do classes with him, are the same. Let's come back to center, float the arms up, inhale. Exhale, left hand plants, inhale, lengthen right fingertips, crescent to your left. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, crescent to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Let's come back to that little bit of a boat. Maybe the toes go a little higher this time. Switch the cross of your legs. Easy forward fold and a rock side to side. And the class I did with Jason Crandall was all about mobility, which I think is a huge part of our lives as we age. Let's inhale, come up, lengthen up. And crescent right. Inhale to center, crescent left. And it's so important to keep that mobility and flexibility and movement and strength. So let's bring the toes up, maybe a little higher in our boat this time. Switch the cross of the legs, come forward, little rock side to side. And we're going to move just a little quicker, but like I said, if your movements look slower, I know we're just starting. Inhale, let's come up. Lengthen the fingertips, let's crescent left. So if your version looks different than mine, that's fine. We're all going to meet in the same spaces together, right? Inhale back to center. Exhale, crescent to the other side. Inhale to center. One more time for this boat sequence. We're going to change it up a little bit. Float the toes if you want to get crazy. I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing, but you can come to high boat, lengthening the toes all the way up. Switch the cross of your legs. Easy forward fold till you have a nice gentle stretch and a side to side. This is such a lovely release for the low back and the waist. Inhale, come back to center, float the arms. Now we're going to take a twist to your right. So left hand to the outside of your right knee. Press into your right hand behind you as you lengthen. And now twist a little deeper over the right shoulder. Gaze draws back. So nice. Let's release, come back to center, lengthen. Exhale, left palm plants, back the right hand to the left knee. Press down through that left hand, lengthen, and then twist to your left. So good. Inhale, come back up, float the arms up. Last time to a boat. Maybe you want to come to full boat this time, really getting long and tall in the spine, float the toes. And now exhale, lower the feet down. We're going to come to a wide leg position. So let both feet come out to the side. Take a little minute here to go side to side. So I love these dynamic movements. And Jackie, I will catch up on your conversation. Oh, I think Christine's here. Hey, Christine. But I love these little wide leg kind of swaying movements or in any pose. It can really help us get into the pose and just ease into it. Now lengthening through your spine. Let's take a little crescent over to your left. And you can just plant this left hand somewhere. You can even grab the left foot. Inhale back to center and a little crescent to your right. And you don't have to grab the foot. You can just let those hands float. Inhale to center. Let's take that a couple times, just pulsing, stretching to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, stretch to the right. Inhale to center. Relax the hands down. We're going to take a little twist now. So right hand towards left foot. Forward fold over that left leg. You can grab the toes if it's in the space, in your space and range of motion. Otherwise, grab your shin. Inhale to center. Take a little twist to the other side, to the right. And let's take that a couple times. Inhaling to center, twist to your left. Inhale to center, twist to your right. Inhale to center, walk the hands forward till you reach a nice stop, and then a little sway side to side. And notice my toes are flexed this whole time. So when we're lengthening, getting the body moving a little bit, we want to be strengthening at the same time. We're not being lazy in the toes. Sorry, I don't like that word lazy. We're not being relaxed in the toes. And then come on up. Maybe we take a boat one more time, grab the inner thighs, extend the toes up. And let's come around to tabletop. Sway the hips side to side, let that go. We're now starting to kind of warm up the body a little bit. We're going to bring the right knee in front of the left. So you can do this really simply. You can swing that leg around. If that's not working in your body, easier way, pick up the left knee, bring it behind the right knee. Hey, so much easier that way, right? And then come to your tabletop, and we're going to move through cat-cow with these sort of Gomukhasana legs. So as you inhale, lower your belly, lift your gaze. And then exhale, round through the spine, press the mat away. And then moving with your breath. So I don't need to keep cueing you. You guys know what feels good. Inhale, lowering your belly, cow back. Exhale, rounding. And notice, especially on the exhale, like for me, my outer right hip really gets a nice stretch when you do this sort of crisscross. So we're getting a lot into the hips today, the hamstrings, somewhat into the shoulders. Just keep moving with your breath. And we hold a lot of tightness in all those areas. We hold our tension and our stress. So in order to raise our vibration, keep moving with your breath, maybe a little quicker now. In and out. In order to raise our vibration, we want to release that tension, right? And that's one of the best ways to do it, is to get into those areas of the body where we tend to hold our tension. Low back as well. Let's do a couple more. In, out, in, out. Maybe breathing a little more slightly forcefully through the nose. Intentionally, maybe, is a better word. Okay, let's undo the cross of the legs. Sit back towards your heels, come off your wrists. You can always come up onto the knees if this is not an accessible pose for you. Give your wrists some love and some circles, one direction and then the other. Shake it out. We're going to come back to hands and knees. And this time, left knee is center. Pick up your right knee, place it behind your left. Toes maybe come a little wide, maybe. And let's take our cat-cow on this side. Inhale, lowering. And exhale, rounding. Inhale, lower. Exhale, round. Take a few rounds now. In out. Maybe going a little faster. In, out. Inhale, exhale. Bring your breathing in. We build a little heat this way, so there's a reason we do this. One more. So good. Let's relax. Maybe even sit back this time. Ooh, is that too much? Maybe. Just for a moment. If you want to extend that bottom leg, I know I do. Extend the right leg out. We're in this kind of half Gomukhasana. If this feels okay for you, you'll stay in the full Gomukhasana this time. Stay here. Let's do a little crescent side to side. Inhale, lift your right fingertips up, crescent to your left. Come back to center, right hand lands, crescent to your right, left fingertips extend. Let's take that one more time each side, inhaling to center and crescent to the left. Inhale, center, crescent to the right. And so good. Let's release that. Extend the left leg long. We'll put the right knee back on top of the left. If you're taking full Gomukhasana, bend the right knee. Otherwise, just keep the right leg out. Stay here for a moment. Just feeling into that stretch. You can even come forward a tiny bit, really lengthening through the back of your left leg. And then we'll take that little crescent sequence again. Right fingertips lift, come over to your left. Back to center, crescent to the right. Just moving nice and fluidly with your breath. So that word flow came up for me today. It's not that we're taking this vinyasa flow strong practice, but we're finding that gentle movement and flow. One more time each side. And just let this feel really good. And then extend both legs long for a moment. Nice tall spine. Inhale, lengthen the fingertips. Exhale, navel pulls in. Reach towards the toes. Relax the neck. We'll take some pulses here. Inhale, coming up. Maybe the fingertips lift, flexing the toes. Exhale, navel pulls in. Forward fold. Let's do two more. Moving with your breath once again. Inhale up. And exhale forward. Inhale, come on up. And exhale forward. And hold for breath. Let it go out your mouth. So nice. Come on up. Let's come back to our hands and knees once again. And just sway the hips side to side. And I promise, I know we're kind of in a little slower practice today. We'll get a little bit strong in the legs here in a few minutes. But we're making our way up to standing. We're taking our good old time today, especially for those of you who are like, oh, I didn't want to get out of bed today. We're going to take a thread the needle with some pulses. So the left hand's going to plant. Right arm comes up, and then we'll thread it underneath with the right shoulder down, right temple to the mat. And then right hand maybe comes up to the sky. Plant your right palm and inhale. Left palm, inhale, bring the right hand up. And we're just going to come side to side. Plant the right palm, left fingertips lift. Thread the needle underneath, left hand, head to the mat, left side of your head. Right arm extends up. Exhale, plant the right palm. Bring the left fingertips up. And let's go side to side a couple times. Plant the left palm, right fingertips lift. Thread the needle, lower your head down. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, plant the palm. Bring the right fingertips up. Plant the right palm. Left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, right hand lifts. Exhale, plant. Inhale, left arm up. Let's do one more each side. You know where we're going now. Right hand to the sky. And thread the needle. Moving with your breath. Inhale, left arm lifts. And exhale, plant. Right fingertips up. Right hand down. Left arm up. Thread the needle. Right fingertip comes up. Plant the right palm, left hand to the sky. And then release. Let's come to a puppy pose or extended child's. Letting the hands come forward. Maybe the hips come slightly back. They can stay lifted if you like. If child is calling to you, that's fine, but just keep that strength in your arms as if you're in puppy. Elbows are lifted. Do a little sway side to side. And then come to center, let the head relax. So good. One more breath. Let it go out the mouth. Inhale, come on up, back to all fours. How are we feeling? Sway the hips side to side. So good. Let's come to down dog. If you have a block nearby, I'm going to ask you to grab it. If you don't have one, no worries. You can take down dog without it. We're going to place the block with skinny way between our thighs. Let's set up for a dog here. So palms plant maybe a little bit forward of the shoulders. Spin the eyes of your elbows forward. Get strong in your hands. Tuck your toes. Squeeze the block and send your hips up to the sky. And again, if you don't have a block, no worries. Get nice and long and tall in your spine, but squeezing that block changes the pose. So my knees stay bent, my heels stay lifted, and I'm squeezing the block in. It's giving us a little bit of outer hip strength. And then maybe even the hips kind of go just a little side to side. If that doesn't feel good for you, no worries. If you don't have a block and you want to pedal out, by all means, pedal out. Let's stay for a couple more breaths. Adjust the feet as you like, as you need to. And then we'll take some pulses here. So inhale, rolling forward to high plank. And if you need to come to your knees at any point, by all means do, okay? You can take this into extended child's, or we can come straight back up to down dog. So I'm going to pulse in and out of this high plank, squeezing the block between my thighs. Inhale, come forward. This core is strong. And exhale, hips go high. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, hips go back. If this is too much on the wrist, please just lower the knees down. You can still strengthen your core and squeeze the block with the knees down. Hips come back up. Let's take one more pulse. Hips go back up. Release the block if you have it. Set it aside. We're going to come back to down dog. This time we're going to roll forward and then lower the knees. Lift your heart like you're taking sort of this cobra / lazy up dog. Here we go with the word lazy and relaxed up dog. And do a little sway side to side. And then let's release. We're going to come into a low lunge. So from tabletop, just step your right foot forward. If you want to come in through down dog, by all means, go for it. This is where I suggest blocks nearby. Again, if you don't have them, no worries, fingertips to the mat. If you have your blocks, just come up for a moment using your hands on the blocks. Feel into that left hip, kind of sway side to side. And then bring your hands to your right thigh. Come out of the lunge a little bit. Pull your right hip back. You can bring and heel toe your right foot a little bit wider, and that'll give you a more stable base. You can also tuck those back toes, and that can help with stability. And we're just going to do nice, easy pulses in and out, but I want you to have a little pressure in that left foot. So inhale, draw your right hip back, and then exhale, lunge in, keeping the pressure in the back foot. We'll just come in and out of the pose. If you need to pad your back knee, like you don't have carpet or anything, you can fold up your mat. You can grab a blanket. I know this can be a lot for the back knees, especially when you take these pulses. So we're just moving in and out with your breath. Inhaling, coming out, and exhale, sink in. Inhale out. Exhale, sink. Let's do one more little pulse. We'll hold in our low lunge. Holding. I'm going to keep hands on the thigh today. If you feel like lengthening them up, by all means, take that version. One more breath. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Let your hands come down to the ground or your blocks. Tuck your back toes. Lift your left knee. So we're in this runner's lunge. Bring your heart forward. Pull your right hip back. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg. So we're in this kind of wide leg tiger stretch or pyramid pose. And we're going to just pulse in and out. If this is too much for you, you can keep the back knee down and come into the half split version with the back knee down. Inhale, lunge. So that looks like this. And then exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg no matter what version you're in. If you want to bring the toes up, you may. Inhale comes into the lunge. And exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale to the lunge. Exhale, straighten. And just as far as feels comfortable for you. So finding a nice spot that works for your body. Let's do one more and then we'll hold our wide leg sort of modified pyramid here for a breath or two. If you want to walk the blocks back a little and flex the toes, you may. Just finding your version. If it's early, the hamstrings are probably maybe want to bend in that knee, right? They might not want to straighten all the way. So good. Let's bend back into the right knee. Come out. And then let's just come back to tabletop. Sway the hips side to side. If you want to send the hips high, come to dog, we can do that. That might feel nice. Let's roll forward to a high plank. Lower the knees down. And once again, coming to that relaxed up dog / cobra. Knees are down, heart is lifted. Just a little sway side to side. So good. Let's press back. Take an extended child's pose for a moment. Maybe tucking the toes to stretch through the bottoms of your feet. And then come on up. Let's bring the left foot forward. Again, you can flow through dog and come into the lunge that way. Otherwise, we'll grab blocks. I like to come up onto the blocks and just pause here for a moment, lifting the heart, even that little sway side to side, just to release the tension in your right hip. So nice. Let's come on up, hands to the left thigh this time. Left hip is plugging back and maybe your base becomes a little bit wider, heel tilting your left foot over. Pressing into the top of your right foot. You really feel the right hip flexor muscles turn on, right? So feel that first. Stay here for your inhale. Navel and core are strong. Exhale, lunge in any amount. You probably won't go nearly as far with all this engagement, but we're strengthening and lengthening, remember? So inhale, coming out, and exhale, lunging in. Let's take that a few times. Inhale out. Exhale in. And just keep moving with your breath. Should feel really nice. And let's hold on this next lunge in. Stay for a couple breaths. Feel free to keep hands on thighs. If you want to get nice and long in the spine, you can extend arms up. 2 more breaths. Just notice how you're feeling. Give yourself a smile here. It's so nice. And let's release the hands down to the ground or blocks. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, gaze forward. Get long and strong through your back leg. Inhale. Exhale, begin to straighten your front leg. Modification is on that back knee. Inhale forward. Exhale, straighten. I like this version off the knee because I feel like I can control the movement a little bit better. Just keep moving with your breath, taking those little pulses. Let's do one more and then we'll hold in this straight leg position. If you want to walk blocks back and flex the toes, you can. Or you can just keep the left toes on the mat. So good. Release that. Let's walk forward now. We're going to come to a forward fold. Nice, easy forward fold. Bend through the knees. Relax your head. Just hang and sway for a moment. Maybe grab opposite elbows or grab the backs of your ankles. And then let's take a slow roll up. Release the fingertips. Come all the way up. Arriving in your Tadasana, and just pause in your Tadasana. So notice how you're feeling. Let your arms come down by your side. Just feel that energy that we moved. We often feel like we have to do a lot to get the most out of our practice, and that is not true. We are moving energy either way. So just let yourself enjoy those sensations, experiencing those sensations. We'll take a nice, easy half sun salute now. Inhale, floating the arms up. Maybe a baby back bend. And then exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Ground down and rise up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step the left foot back. We're going to make our way into warrior two. Heel to heel alignment. Bend through your right knee. Make sure your right knee is tracking towards your right toes and not in front of that right ankle. When you're in this lunge like this, you lose all stability and it can put your right knee at risk. So the right knee is either behind your ankle or right over it. Let's bring hands to hips for just a moment. Press into your left foot and then lift your right hip up. And feel that little tilt of your pelvis, and you're nice and strong in your legs now. Core is engaged. Float the arms up and relax the arms down. Gaze over your front middle finger. Really strong through your abdomen. And we're going to come into pulses with our arms. So you can spin towards the side of your mat. And we're going to bring our arms to cactus. So my gaze is no longer over my right knee. And do a little check, because my right knee tends to collapse in. Bring it back out if it's collapsed in. We're still nice and strong in the legs. The legs haven't moved. We're going to take this as if we're doing sort of like chest presses, but we're going to rotate the arms all the way in. So we're going to press the elbows towards each other, and then inner elbows touch, and the sides or the pinky side of your hand touch. And then inhale is the open with the chest. Exhale, pull the arms in. And imagine you're kind of moving through water. Core is nice and tight. We're opening through the shoulders now, giving them a little strength as well as opening. Let's take two more. Enjoying the opening, getting strong in the legs, so good. And then open the arms back to warrior two. Gaze over your front middle finger, realign that right knee. And then let's straighten the legs, parallel the feet, and just pause for a moment. Feel that in the legs. And spinning the toes to the back of your mat, left toes to the back, right toes slightly in. Coming into warrior two and the left leg, adjust your stance if you need to. And once again, usually we're lunging in right like this, right? So can we draw the shoulders back over the hips, press into your back foot, lift your left hip up, feel the tilt of your pelvis. Everything is strong and engaged. The arms float up. Gaze over your left middle fingers. Soften your face. Just a breath or two here. And keeping those nice, strong, stable legs, left knee tracking over left toes. Draw your gaze to the side. Bring your arms to cactus. Feel that chest opening. We're going to take the same movement. Inhale. Exhale. Elbows together, pinkies together. Inhale. Exhale. In and out. Just keep moving with your breath. A few more rounds. Strong in the legs. Keep pressing your left knee to the back of your mat. I think that's the trickiest part in this pose. And I did not count on the other side. So let's do just two more. That feels good. So nice. Let's release the arms to warrior two for just a breath. Straighten the front leg, parallel the feet. Pause, maybe heel toe them in. Let the arms come out to the side, open through your chest. With the feet parallel, take a little bind behind the low back, interlacing your hands. Roll your shoulders back. If you can't interlace, grab for opposite elbows or towards opposite elbows, or just grab your mat strap and use that. Open through the chest. Exhale, forward fold any amount. Let the weight come slightly forward. You can have a little bend in the knees, and then let the arms move away from the body. If you want to press palms together, you can. That will deepen the stretch. If that doesn't feel good for you to kind of squeeze the hands together, just let them open. Bend the knees slightly. Relax your head, shake it out. Release the hands, fingertips to the ground, come up halfway. Really lengthen your spine here. Your hands to your hips, nice and strong. Stay for a breath. Next inhale, press into the feet, lift all the way up. Spin your toes to the top of the mat, set up for warrior one legs. Right knee bends, left leg is strong, hips are square to the top of the mat, and I always love to start with this little lunge forward. It allows me to draw my right hip back and then lengthen my left calf, and then come on up all the way. All right. So all these arm movements, again, are from that Jason Crandall class, so I'm going to do my best to cue it my way. We're going to take Gomukhasana arms with warrior one leg. So just to show you what that looks like, Gomukhasana arms is like this, right? We're not going to try and grab for fingertips, but we're going to do this little rotation, kind of spinning back and forth, all right? So we're in our warrior one legs. Let's release the arms out to the side. Flip your left thumb down. We'll bend the left elbow, right arm comes up, bend the right elbow, so you're opening through your chest. And we're going to slowly move. So as you inhale, release the arms out to the side, right thumb flips down. Exhale, bend the right elbow, left hand to the back of your shoulders. And we're going to move slowly. Keep drawing your right hip back. Arms release, left thumb down, bend both elbows, open the chest. Release the arms, right thumb down, rotating the arm, and touch. Let's do one more on this side. Opening through the heart. That's a really nice opening through the tricep, right thumb down. And then release the arms, straighten both arms up to the sky for a breath. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Let's take an easy forward fold over that front leg. Let that go. You can grab your blocks if you need them. And then bend the right knee, look forward, come all the way up. We're going to spin toes to the back of the mat. Or just step up and switch legs. Coming to warrior one once again. Little lunge forward, left knee is bending. Right leg is straight. Feel the length on your right calf and then lift your torso up. Left hip hugging back, core is nice and strong. Right, here's our warrior one. We can extend arms for a moment. Maybe lunging in a slight bit deeper. And then we're going to take those same arms. So out to the side, both arms, thumbs are up to begin. Let's flip the right thumb down. We'll bend both elbows and touch. Inhale comes back to center, both thumbs up, left thumb down, bend the elbows, touch. Keep moving with your breath. Inhaling, flip the thumbs, come around. Inhale, open. Take it to the other side. We'll do one more. Full round each side. Right thumb down, bend the elbows. Last one, arms out to the side, left thumb down, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Release the arms up to the sky for a breath. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Let your fingertips come down to the ground. Relax your head. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And then bend through your left knee. Plant your palms. Let's take a down dog. I know many of you are facing the back of your mat, so we'll spin around in just a moment. Just lengthen the spine. Maybe even pedal it out or sway the hips a little bit. A little bit more movement there. And then come to stillness. Maybe the eyes even close. You can bend the knees as much as you like here. Long spine, sits bone to the sky. And then gently release. Come forward to high plank. Lower the knees down. Untuck toes. Once again, taking that relaxed cobra / up dog. Sway side to side. And then come to stillness. Lift your heart. Knees are still down. Beautiful. Bend through the knees. Send your hips towards your heels. Take a child's pose. Relax the forehead. Let the arms be relaxed this time. Maybe you can even stack hands and let your forehead rest. So good. Let's come on up. We'll swing ourselves around and lower down onto the belly. We're going to come to Sphinx pose. So forearms down. You move your blocks out of the way now. Begin to just lift the heart. Easy Sphinx. Let the elbows kind of pull towards you. Oh, that should feel nice. And then let's lower down onto our bellies. Let that go. We're going to take sort of a half version of those arms we just did, and we're going to combine it with locust. So right palm is going to plant, left arm comes out to the side, flip your thumb, so you're like internally rotating your arm, flip the thumb to the back of your mat, and then bend the elbow like we're in that half Gomukhasana. Lift your heart open through the chest. Right hand is just planted to support you. And then release the toes, release the left arm, let it come all the way overhead. And then plant the left palm. We'll take that now, extend the right arm forward, bring it to the side, Flip your left thumb so the arm's rotating inward. I know you can't see it from here. Bend the right elbow, float the toes, lift your heart. You can keep the toes floating if you want, or you can lower them down. Extend the right arm forward, relax down. We'll take that to the other side, left arm forward. Bring it out to the side, flip the thumb to the back, bend the elbow, float the toes, half Gomukhasana arms. And release, come all the way back up. Plant the left palm, relax for just a moment. Right arm extends forward. Bring it out to the side, bend the elbow, float the toes in this locust variation. Open through the right shoulder. And then release, come all the way back forward. We're going to take one more on each side. Left arm comes forward. Bring it out and around, float the toes. Bring the left arm forward and then relax. Last one. Right arm forward, bring it out to the side, flip the thumb around, bend the elbows, open through the chest. So good. Come bring the right arm forward and then relax. And let's all bring our foreheads to the mat. Let it go. Come back to your steady, even breath. So good. Lift your gaze, press into your hands, come to hands and knees. We're going to do one more pose before we come down to our backs. We're going to take a reverse tabletop, but instead of bringing the fingertips towards our hips like we usually do, spin your hands around to the back of the mat. We're going to let this be a little bit easy today, all right? So fingertips facing the back of the mat. As you inhale, press into your hips, lift them up. Open through the chest, and then exhale, we'll lower down. And you can go as much as is comfortable for you. If it's not comfortable, just work on opening through the chest and pressing into your hands, okay, without lifting the hips. If you want to take those pulses, we'll take this reverse table, lift your hips, and lower down. Take that a few times, really feeling that chest opening, all right, counteracting all that hunching over we do all day long. If you need to bring the hands a little wider, if you feel like, okay, that's not comfortable, adjust as you need. Let's do one more. Just so good. Oh, release, hug yourself into a little ball, round through your spine. Releasing the back, especially through the low back, should feel nice. And then let's slowly lower down, all the way down into our backs. Relax your head down. Bring your knees up above your hips so you're in this sort of like tabletop legs on your back. Flex the feet. And we're just going to take some little core before a twist. So bring your hands behind your head, interlace the hands, elbows are wide. You could lift head, neck, and shoulders. That's where I'm going to go. And then just begin to tap right heel down and then lift it up. Inhale, lower the left heel, exhale up. In, X. In, X. If it's too much and you want to lower the head down, okay? I actually find it slightly easier this way with the head up because you've got some more core muscles activated and it helps support the motion. Let's do a few more. I'm not counting. This is much harder with straight legs, so we could have gone there. Keep going. Let's say 3 more total each side. That was 1. In, lower, X, up. 2, last round. 3, so good. Lower your head down, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, side to side. And let's take those Gomukhasana legs on our back. So start by planting your feet, shift your hips an inch to the right. Lift your feet, right knee over left. If you want to take a moment just to stretch the feet away, you can. But just then let both knees fall to the left. Arms can be out to the side or cactus, and maybe the gaze comes to your right. Really enjoying that stretch through the outer right hip and the low back. Gaze comes back to center, knees back to center. Let's place the feet down, neutralize your hips, and then shift them a little bit to the left. Lift the knees, left knee over right now. If you want to take the feet for just a second, stretch them apart. And then release the arms, both knees fall to the right. Gaze over your left. Nice deep stretch for the outer hips. So nice. Let your gaze come back to center, knees back to center, uncross them, place the feet on the mat, neutralize your hips, and then hug knees into the chest. Do a little rock side to side. And let's finish with either a happy baby or reclined bound angle pose. Happy baby, of course, soles of the feet to the sky. You can grab the big toes or outer feet. But I want your tailbone to come down onto the mat. So often I see people take it with their butt up in the air so they can grab their feet. If you can't grab your feet and your butt's in the air, let your tailbone come down, grab your ankles or shins, and it works just as well. And then take that lovely rock side to side. If you're in a reclined cobbler's pose, soles of the feet are together on the mat. You're just breathing and relaxing. And then come to stillness for a breath. Release the feet down. Let's come to Shavasana. Extending the legs long, rolling the shoulders under, palms flip up. Soften your face and jaw. And you are welcome to stay here for our meditation. If you would prefer to sit up, take a couple more breaths and then gently come onto one side. And we'll make our way into our meditation position. If you need a cushion under the seat, by all means. And if you're in Shavasana and you need to take a few moments to get the wiggles out, by all means, please do. You can never come to stillness if the body is still ready to move and go places, right? And just begin to release tension. And once again, let's draw our awareness to the sounds around us. What is the farthest sound away that you notice? Perhaps it's really quiet where you're at. You don't really notice a lot of sounds. That's okay. Just notice what you notice. Then begin to notice sounds closer to you, softening your face and jaw and tongue, releasing tension into the earth, noticing the sound of your breath once again. Noticing the sound of your heartbeat. Letting it flow into your awareness and flow out of your awareness. Visualizing yourself laying somewhere out in nature. It could be that you're just floating on the water or in your field of grass. And wherever this is, it's soft underneath you and it's supportive. And you're just feeling the gentle flow, whether it's the waves below you or the blades of grass blowing in the breeze. You are in this space of stillness. Feeling the sun shine down on your skin. It's the perfect temperature. The breeze is perfect. You might even give yourself a little soft smile, letting the corners of your mouth lift slightly. You're fully immersed in this space. There is literally nothing to do but be in the flow of the nature around you. Envisioning the sounds that might be in this space. Perhaps it's just the sound of the breeze, water lapping, or of the leaves fluttering above you. And you're just being present with this visualization. Notice if there's other things that come into your awareness. New sounds, animals, maybe smells. Maybe it's experiencing sensation on your skin. And you are just here as you are. You are just being. The mind is quieting. And you realize as you're in this space, the cares of the world are gone. And you are just part of nature. You are just one little piece of the pie, one little droplet in the ocean. And yet, even though you are part of something greater. You are part of this magnificent universal energy, and you are just having a physical experience. This experience is not finite. This is just one little piece of the pie, one drop in the ocean. And this energy and this connection, this is infinite. You are source energy. And you begin to feel this source energy radiate through your physical self as you continue to lay here in this beautiful space. And coming back to your intention, bringing in that feeling of play, of lightheartedness, flow, feeling carefree, feeling that in your heart center. Letting that feeling expand throughout your whole body now. Even outside of your physical self. And to cultivate this feeling, perhaps even thinking of something tangible that brings you this feeling of joy, something you can achieve now. Yes, it's wonderful to have the fantasies of travels or a beautiful home or all the things. But I'd like you to envision something that feels doable now in this time and space. What brings those feelings of flow, of joy, of ease, of carefreeness? And bring this in as your intention for this next moon cycle. You're going to bring in this feeling. It's already done. It's actionable. It's easy. It's simple. It's so easy that you can't forget to do it. You can't say no to it. It's going to be the easiest thing in the world for you to do. And it's going to fill your heart with the sensations that you're feeling right now, the sensation of joy, of flow, of fun. And I want you to breathe into this and breathe it into your heart space. Keep feeling those sensations, those emotions, as we raise our vibration up. And we give gratitude that this is possible for us in this moment. And we feel the love in connection to everything around us. Nature, the people. And just feel into this for the next few breaths, feeling this come throughout your entire body. And now drawing your awareness back into your breath, deepening your breath. Bringing your awareness back to the space around you. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Move your head gently side to side. And if you're on your back, hugging your knees in and making your way onto one side. We'll all meet in a comfortable seat to close our practice together. Bringing hands to heart center, let's close with the sound of Om. Feel free to chant along at home or just listen. Exhaling the breath completely. Nice deep inhale through your nose. Sending yourself love and gratitude for showing up for you today. Sending your love and gratitude to all those practicing around the world together today. And sending our love and gratitude to all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and live freely. And may our practice in some way be for the benefit of all those around us. Thank you so very much for your practice and your presence today. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I do apologize, I'm about 2 minutes over. You can follow me at Insight Timer. I will be back in 2 weeks for class. If you feel so motivated and would like to donate today, those donations are always very much appreciated as a beautiful exchange of energy. And also, if you happen to come in late, this will be on my YouTube channel. You can find all my links into my link tree in my bio with links to my YouTube channel. And yeah, you can follow me there as well. All right, I'm going to slide up and see comments, but thank you all for joining, and I appreciate you.